Hello again everyone, we are here for our daily trading update on the Vinco Ventures short squeeze, ticker symbol BBIG or BBIG. So it was generally a positive session for the best short squeeze on the market at the moment, with the stock managing to finish the session higher than it opened, and also the stock did not give back too much ground in intraday trade. So obviously what we are doing here in this video is looking at how yesterday's trading activity contributed to the overall short squeeze effort through looking at a technical analysis of trade with a particular focus on the key levels of resistance and support for the stock with a look ahead to Friday's session. So let's get into it. So here's the state of play following yesterday on this 30-minute chart. For those that are new here, areas shaded by the red boxes represent windows where there are definitely distressed short positions. And the yellow box is where there may be some distressed positions. Yesterday's early trade gives these two boxes a little bit of a haircut, but generally doesn't upset the short squeeze play very much, as most of the legacy short positions are below the $5 mark, and the more recent ones are actually sub $8. So we do have a bit of a price buffer built in at the moment. Yesterday I placed this blue oval to demonstrate the further slip the stock had in the aftermarket session, as BBIG did have a rough close to the Wednesday session, which followed on into the aftermarket. As we can see, the stock did indeed spend a fair bit of time during Thursday's session around this price point. It was pleasing to see that the $10 level of support we had drawn in did hold up quite nicely through the session. When the stock rallied in the last 2 hours, it was good to see the stock was able to break the $10.50 level of resistance and stayed above that mark for the rest of the session. In one other good sign for the short squeeze effort, my green trend line that I drew to capture a potentially emerging trend of higher lows was not called on. I will leave this line in for Friday's session. One last thing of note, that while there was a strong rally in the back end of Thursday's trade, as seen in the volume of trade at the bottom of the page, it was a markedly quieter session for Vinco Ventures, with total trade volume of 121 million shares for the day, as opposed to the 317 million that was seen during Wednesday's trade. So that is only just over a third of the previous day's trade. Here is a quick look at the aftermarket action from Google, which saw a continued increase in the share price, elevating to close the low volume session at $10.95 per share. So taking all of this data to update our main chart, I have now shifted the blue circle to represent the new aftermarket price of $10.95 to see if this will be an indicator for where the trading action may kick off from on Friday. I've also updated the $10.50 line of resistance, turning it now into a line of support. I've added in this yellow dotted line, which appears to be a price point that showed some earlier upward resistance during Wednesday's trade at $11.65. So for this rally, we will be looking to see if the stock is able to move beyond and hold above this price point on Friday. If it can break out beyond this, the next likely levels of resistance the stock is going to see, I think, will be around $12 mark and then the $12.50 mark, where the stock has struggled to move beyond in recent times. In fact, the stock's highest price point in this rally so far and year to date has been $12.49. Finally, one feature of this rally which had an exception on Wednesday is that in recent times the day's trade has tended to finish in fairly neutral territory in terms of the Bollinger Bands and the RSI. And clearly yesterday's session seems to be a continuation of this trend. I think this is a reflection that the BBIG short squeeze effort perhaps still flies under the radar for many, as it has not attracted the long sustained rallies that have been seen with other short squeeze efforts I've followed in recent times. It's just a thought that, to me at least, is confirmed in part by the fact that in the last 24 hours, Vinco Ventures stock has only been mentioned 27 times on Reddit and 4chan. It's like the quietest short squeeze on the market at the moment, yet it's technically the best one. Just to finish off, here is a quick look at the latest short stub that I have available to me. Generally, there was not a lot of change. Again, a further swelling in the market cap occurred, which is a no-brainer when you see your stock price finishing at a higher point. However, there was also a decent jump in the borrow fee, moving up to 121%, which makes a lot of sense because we did see some more short sellers get caught out in yesterday's trade, and the stock price continues to move further away from the average value of entry for the short positions. So what do you all think? Will we see the rally continue for BBIG, or is it set to give back some of the hard-earned gains on Friday? Let me know what you think in the comments below. I've mentioned before that I want to set this channel up as a social enterprise in the future to use the profits from YouTube advertising money to support good causes. I think it's a unique way to make a difference rather than having people donate money. So if you want to support this initiative, or you just want to keep getting more of these stock updates, subscribe to the channel. BBIG is a short squeeze I'm trying to track daily, so I will be back with another video on it before Monday session. Until next time everyone, may the markets trade in your favour. Cheers.